So this is another computer I recently bought, and it has a 14700KF, it has an RTX 4070, and it has this dope case, 64 gigs of RAM I believe. I believe it has a 2TB SSD. As you can see, it is pretty blacked out, and like my other build is also pretty dusty, so this is gonna need a really deep clean. And after that, I'm looking to swap these fans out. I'm looking to take those two sticks out of the 4, put them into another build, really give this a thorough clean. But this is black, and probably take this card out. I'm planning on putting a 4090 in this build. So this white doesn't really match, so I don't know. I might change the power supply too, because these are like original white cables. So I'll just have to see what I do about that. But for now, the goal is simply to clean it out and hopefully have it ready for sale sooner than later. So as I said, I was planning to take the card out and put a 4090 in, and then as I took it out, I was seeing how clean this card is. So now I really need to figure out like a white build. Because it's a 4090, and I believe this power supply is an 850 watt, but I might be wrong. So I might take that out and hopefully create a 4070 build, because this card is pretty sick. Maybe if I could like vertically mount it on a case or something. But yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to look into. So I ended up disassembling the whole build, and as you can see, I removed the 3 fans, I removed the RAM, I removed the CPU cooler. And so what I'm planning to do is swap this i7 into this i9 14900KF. And along with that, I'm also swapping the cooler. I'm not sure if you guys saw from the video, but it was a two fan radiator, so I'm planning to put the 3 version of it and a bigger pump really, so it looks cleaner like that. And then with that pairing with the 4090, it's gonna be hard to compete with and hopefully get a good profit from. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. And also the reason why I have this up is because I'm gonna swap out the mounting bracket like I always do with the 13 gens and 14 gens. So I'm gonna install that and I'll update you guys when I'm done. So in this video, my microphone actually cut off. So here I am trying to show the finished installation of the CPU cooler on the build. As you can see, I'm also showing I believe it was a Samsung 990 Pro on it. So I was really happy that it has like a high-end, I guess, SSD. So I was just showing it off here. So as you can see, the fans just got in. And I believe these go for around $30 a pop. And they're on Amazon right now. And I believe the brand is iColor. As you can see, it look pretty nice. I like especially this weird effect it gives. And the good thing about this is that they also sell the reverse version. So as you can see, the fan blade is kind of like inverted. So that basically means it's gonna pull air the opposite way where it's supposed to, or normally is. And it also has this is like a replica of what Lian Li's fans do. And they call it like infinity mirror, I believe. And so I wanted to give these a shot because I have stayed away from these because they had like low reviews. So it's kind of like a hit or miss with these brands. So you kind of have to, I guess, wait to see, make sure they have like a right reputation. And so I saw that they had like 5 stars out of like 17 reviews now. So that's what I'm looking for installing right now. And I also ordered these cables, and these are the Asian horse. They are the black pair. And what else did I order? I believe I ordered a mounting. I'll show you guys when I get it. But it basically, there's gonna be 3 fans right here, right? Now because I'm putting a 4090 and it's a thicker card, and on top of that, this isn't the best support out there. I ordered like a support bracket that goes hooked onto the fans. They go up here, and then they support the graphics card. So that's what I'm hoping to do. And that's what I'll be working on, at least as far as this build goes. And so that'll keep me busy for quite a bit. So another cool feature about these iColor fans is that they are daisy chainable. Now as a PC builder, you need to prioritize your time because you won't always have time to build it. Or you probably will, but it's not in your benefit to stay too long on a build. It's better to get it done as fast as possible, move on to the next. Now the issue with that is that the reputable brands that have these daisy chainable features usually costs more than the regular fans. Now, even in the cheaper side, something like this that's not daisy chainable would cost less. But this saves so much time for you, and I would recommend you aim to get it because it also saves you so much time on cable management, because cable management is one of the most annoying things, especially if you don't have these daisy chainable fans like this. So you see how it's only one cable going through? When you don't have these daisy chainable, it's literally one cable for each fan, and that is annoying. So stay away from that if you can. So this just provides so much help. Now, if you're curious on how it works, it's basically 5 pins on the other side of the fan, and then this is like where it hooks onto. And so you basically hook it together like that, and then you would just install it right here, and hopefully it works. And that's what I'm going to be testing right now. But I had to go this 3-piece right here, and that 3-piece right there. I mean, the top is already assembled because it was pre-installed in the cooler. Well, not pre-installed, I had to install it, but you get the point, it's already on there. And yeah, they look pretty phenomenal in my opinion. So this is with all the fans installed. I hooked up the power supply. Yes, it does look weird, and no, this is not how it's gonna end up looking like, of course. And the purpose of this is just to make sure everything turns on. I already connected all the cables, the PWM, the ARGB is down here. I did daisy chain them, but I'll see, because I don't think it has much power for these 6. But I'll have to look up the motherboard specifications and all that to see if it supports this many LEDs. But for now, we'll just give it a shot. And this will be my first time testing it out. So let's see what happens. Okay, so no power on that one. It's no bueno. I have both of those installed. Well, at the very least, these turn on, right? But that is a fucking pain. And I saw one like twisted pin on this downward part, and I was hoping that it would just slide right in. So I'm guessing that might be the issue. So. Or maybe I just have to push it down. I'll try to wiggle it around and see what happens, but that is an issue, because I know the Asian horses have that issue too, where once a pin is bent within the bottom part of the fan, it's kind of screwed. So I'm gonna try to take a look at that and see what happens. So this is the pin I was talking about, and as you can see, it's like one on the right side that's just bent. And it came like that, so I'm gonna try to bend it back in place. If not, I'll probably see if I can RMA it or something, but it's 30 bucks, so it's a hassle. So it's fine, I'll see and hopefully get it working outside the case. And if I can, if not, it is what it is. We'll just have to order a new, I guess, bundle. But I do like how they look, I will say that, so can't be too sad. So we got it to work. Now, what did I do to it? I don't know, but I'm playing. So basically the pin was kind of bent, right? So I basically grabbed this tool and started messing around with it. Now you gotta be very light. If you've ever tried to like fix like a bent CPU pin, I'm guessing that's what it's like. So I slowly, you can't use too much force, of course, because if you bend it too much, it'll just break. And I have broken one of those little pins before on a motherboard. So I kind of have a little bit of experience, but basically what I did is I switched the plastic over to make sure it wasn't the plastic thing that goes on the side of the pin thing. And then from there, it didn't work. So what I ended up doing is trying to swap the orientation. So the one with the messed up pins is in the middle. And somehow I guess it entered correctly, because now it is working. Thankfully, because if not, I would have had to have made and had this build done way sooner or later. So that's what we have so far. Now, don't worry, there's nothing wrong with that one. I unplugged the ARGB to that one, but yeah, there it is working. No weird noises coming from the fans. Nothing really. It looks great. So I'll have to install it right now. hopefully get it booting right this time. So here it is, and there it is turning on. As you can see, I still need to remove the protective layer thing, but they're all spinning, they're not loud, no whine, no shaking this. So that should be good. Now I gotta move on to the next annoying piece of the puzzle, which is installing this on there. Now, as far as that goes, I'm thinking I might need to get another cable for the CPU. It's like a 14900K, so I might need to get that other 8-pin. But other than that, it's really gonna be organizing this mess back here and then installing it. Now another pain about this power supply, it's not the 12, was it 12 HWG or something like that? So instead, I had to use an adapter that came with the 1490 with 4 of these PCIe cables, I believe. So I'm pretty screwed on that. So I'll have to come up with a creative way to organize that into the case. So, but if I did, or I can sell it, but it's a big pain in that, right? It's a drag.
Survival, what a drag.
But I believe we can do it. It's a dual chamber case, so we should have more than enough space, but that's what I'll be working on. So as you can see, I got the 4090 in here, and it's always kind of scary getting that first boot, but hopefully if everything went well, and of course I'm not done, because if you just take a look over here, you see the mess that I made over there. But of course, we need to test it out before. And of course, I don't got the power switch on. No. Okay, I'm kind of scared, so let's see. Okay, lights, good. All right, it's white, that's a good sign. It says memory overclock fail. Previous overclock failed. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I changed the RAM. Just run F2. Okay, and let's just use that XMP. Get out of here and pray that I boot into Windows. Okay. And I got really lucky. Putting the window, or like this looks like it doesn't fit, but after the window closes, it surprisingly locks, and I was so happy that it did, because that's another thing I didn't take into account, because I knew that this card was massive, but I hadn't really thought about it, to be honest. So that was I'm so glad that it ended up fitting, because if not, I'd done all that work to put the 14900K, the RAM, and all that. But it looks like it's working. Okay, it froze right there. So here it is, the final product. But I did have some issues along the way. I'm not sure if you remember, but in the beginning, the Windows loading logo kept like getting stuck. And I only showed that once, but it kept doing it over and over again. And then I, of course, restarted it a couple times. Maybe it was like I don't know, some fluke, because it is a brand new system, right? With a different CPU, different graphics card and all that. And then I ended up reinstalling Windows because it gave me the blue screen of death, basically. And then from there, I believe what would happen is every time I tried to extract the GeForce Experience software for the graphics card, it kept crashing on me. And so I thought it was maybe the storage at that point. But I thought of trying the RAM sticks first. And then so I went back into the BIOS. I changed the XMP back to 4800 megahertz, which is the stock settings, or the default settings, right? And then it booted up just fine with both of the sticks. So that let me know that there was nothing wrong with the system itself. It was either something wrong with the RAM, both the pair, or one stick individually. So then I went individually tried them each on 4800 megahertz each, and they both worked. Now the issue came when you overclocked them with XMP. This one would go to 6000 and worked. This one would not go to 6000 and work. After like, let's say 30 seconds, I did the same thing. I tried to open the NVIDIA experience on each one, and I found the issue to be this one. And then after running this individually, after I run this individually, it gave me the DRAM. So now I could confirm that there's something wrong with this one. And they are the same pair. I double checked the numbers and all that. But for now, I'll just have to make do with this one, which is a pair I took off this computer down here. Now, that is completely fine. I'll probably have to buy a new pair anyway, or because I'm pretty sure it's not good to match up like RAMs that don't match the model number, I guess. So that's what I've been doing. But here's the final product. As you can see, I have it on a whitish tone. As you can see, it came out pretty nice. And I'm so glad that the hinge thing closed on me, or closes. I'm not sure if I told you guys earlier, but I was so happy when that did close. But yeah, there's the system. I tested Cinebench, temps are cool, even though it is kind of concerning because it is glass, but they made it in a way that so air can still go through, which is pretty nice. I was pretty impressed by the temperatures. But then again, I also did install the bracket. I installed the thermal paste, so that kind of makes sense. On top of that is the three fans, so can't run that hot too. As far as the graphics card, I already know that worked. I tested it previously, so I'm not too worried about that. I installed the latest drivers. And the fans themselves came out nice. And this is the mounting bracket, which looks, I honestly like it a lot. It might be something I go for on my next build because you simply need to attach it to the two fan holes. And that's it. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Even though I went through it a couple times with the RAM sticks and the door hinge. What else did I struggle with? Oh, the fans. Oh my goodness, thank God. But yeah, that's something you'll have to deal with, and those little problems eat at your time. I'm not gonna lie, because I've been at this build for like around 4-5 hours, but it's been on and off. If you count the whole thing, it's been like six hours. But I take breaks in between, of course. That's the build, and the 4090, of course. Thick ass card, but yeah, there it is.